Merry Christmas, hosers. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys had a better Christmas than me. I told my wife all I wanted was one thing, was some of that dirty kuka. And instead of getting any action, I got the giant microbes tainted love kit that comes with my own stuffed herpes, chlamydia, the clap, HPV, syphilis. I got me some, what is this, hepatitis, mini hepatitis. And she told me to do whatever I want with this vagina shirt. I mean, I don't even... It's not even scratch and sniff. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Anyways, I hope you guys had a better Christmas haul than me. Welcome back, guys. This is just going to be a quick follow-up video to the last two videos I did on this Glock 48. I noticed in my first one I didn't do an actual unboxing. Not much to see here, but I thought I'd just show you because I wanted to show you that all it comes is the pistol, 2 magazines, and your paperwork. There was nothing else in here when I got it. I originally was looking for the back straps, which I think I've mentioned before in my other videos. This one doesn't come with back straps. I can't find any OEM back straps for sale. I'm not sure if any other manufacturers make aftermarket back straps for the 48, but what you see is what you get. So don't go looking for it and calling the distributor because it didn't come with it. So I wanted to give you an update as far as the MCarbo trigger spring kit goes. In my first unboxing or initial impression video on this, which you can watch, I made the assertion that this was the worst trigger I've ever felt, and I did a quick count including rifles and shotguns, and I think I got up to 66 just from memory. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if that number is over 70 guns that I've owned. And for me to say that this is the worst trigger, that's saying something, because I've owned quite a few Chinese knockoff, the Norinkos, if you're not familiar with them in the US. But I've owned Norinkos, I've owned Turkish knockoffs, I've owned, you know, just about everything you can imagine. And to say that this was the worst was, you know, quite a statement. So in my other video, I did the trigger job. I put the MCarbo springs in, made a huge difference. The trigger is now nice and crisp. There's no more of that grit, and it breaks nice, has a great reset. It's, you know, kind of what you would expect it to be right out of the box without having to do the work. So what I said in my first video is that this gun was shipped to me Cerakoted, and I was wondering if maybe perhaps the Cerakote, my understanding is it's supposed to be, you know, micrometers or whatever they're called, nanometer thickness. I can't see it impacting, you know, or rubbing that much, but nevertheless I did sand a little bit on the inside of the frame. I polished the trigger bar, I polished this contact point, I polished the connector, I polished this little crucible where that engages the release. This was sanded and polished. And then the striker block I sanded and polished. That, along with the spring swap, made a world of difference. So much so that it was night and day, that I thought, what if I just put the original springs back in? So I put the original factory springs in, and I did a quick test, and I was still getting groups that, you know, are pretty good for my type and my style of shooting. This is at 11 yards. As you can see, you know, pretty good group on a small, what is that? I don't have my measuring tape, but as you can see, that's like 4 or 5 inches. That's right, ladies. Right there. What you see is what you get. Yeah. If you've watched my videos, you know that I'm not a bullseye shooter. I'm not a, you know, pull the trigger, wait 3 seconds. I'm more of a rapid, try to get a flow, a competition flow, a pretty good cadence where I pull the trigger, control the recoil, get back on sights, back on target, pull the trigger. And I'm more about, you know, practicing how I would shoot in a competition, which is to say fast. I'll sacrifice, you know, a tighter group for speed. So for me, this is really good. I could shoot better with better guns, specifically my SIG and my CZ Tactical Sports, whatever. But for me, I'll take this all day long. And this is with the OEM springs. So it leads me to believe that, you know, this might have been the Cerakote just rubbing, but it really is a testament to those videos that say, hey, you know what, spend the 25-cent, just YouTube 25-cent trigger job, or, you know, you can watch my video, which would probably be a better use of your time. But just give it a little flitz on the contact points and polish it out, and you're good to go. And you're going to notice a world of difference. Other than that, there's one little quirk I've come to notice with this gun, is sometimes this guide spring, the captured guide rod, it doesn't sit exactly where it's supposed to, and it's kind of funny. I don't know if I can mimic it now, but sometimes the gun goes back together and it functions. See, it's not doing it now, but essentially what it'll do is it'll go back together, but the slide will only go about this far, such that you can't actually lock the slide back. It's only going about there. But if you pull the trigger, you can hear it's actually dropping. And what that is so in case it ever happens to you, that's just this not sitting exactly where it's supposed to be. I don't know if that's, you know, common amongst other Glocks. It's never happened with any of the other Glocks I've owned, and I've owned 4 different ones. But for some reason with this one, it tends to happen quite often if I'm not paying attention and I put it back together. So that's just one of those little quirks that I've come to notice with this specific pistol. And again, not on other Glocks. Other than that, guys, really nothing else to report. The gun has, I'd say 500-600 rounds now through it. I haven't had a single malfunction, a single hiccup. It's done everything it's supposed to. It works. Just doesn't fit my hand properly. But other than that, it's been a great little pistol. If we lived in a space where we could legally carry, I think this would be the gun that I would carry, just because I love the size of it. I love how small it is. If I was going to be, you know, lugging it around on me all day, as a target shooting gun, or you know, a gun that I'm going to go plink with, I don't like it, just because, you know, I've said in my other videos, it's not as smooth and clean as I'd like. And my trigger finger right here, because the grip is so small, I find that I have to bend a little too much, or if I don't bend too much, I'm kind of like tugging at it and not really getting the beef of the finger pad, but I'm more of like hooking it and then I'm pulling. So, you know, for a self-defense gun, I think that would be fine, because you're just pointing, shooting really fast. But for a target pistol, that's just a little nitpick on my part. Rest assured, I'll give another update once I have maybe, you know, another 1,000 rounds through it. But nothing to say here, guys. It's, you know, does everything a Glock is advertised to do. If you're on the fence, just get it. Very good pistol. Just make sure you try it on for size first. Make sure it fits your hand. And definitely watch the videos, if not mine. If you don't like me, fine, but do the trigger job. It's super easy. If an idiot like me can do it, trust me, you can do it. Okay, guys, hit me up if you have any questions, or if there's anything you'd like to see specifically in the next video.